Dear students, this is Afsana Awal. Today I will take you a work and life-oriented education class. And students, today's topic is lesson 54 and 55 discussion. Okay, that means today we will discuss lesson 54 and 55. So let's start the class. Please look at the board. Lesson 54 and 55. Story of becoming famous through education. In these lessons, we will learn two famous persons' history, their works, how they become famous. Okay? There are many famous people in the society. We respect them. For example, Begum Rokeya, Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar, and many others. Most of the famous people were successful in their student life because they learned attentively and applied attentively. That means they were educated and they applied their education in their practical life. So at first, Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar. You all certainly know about Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar. He was a great scholar and educationist, a social reformer, a writer, and a man of charity. At the age of only 21 years, he was appointed to the head Pandit of Fort William College. Later, he became the principal of Kolkata Sanskrita College. The then British government was amazed at his knowledge and skill and appointed him the Special Inspector of the schools. This is about his service life. He was rewarded with many honorarium and fellowship in his service life. Vidyasagar wrote many books, especially he wrote many textbooks for the children. He introduced a new trend in Bangla story. He provided many arguments against childhood marriage and polygamy and introduced marriage for the widows at the risk of his own life. As a result of his active effort, the government passed a law and stopped childhood marriage and introduced widow marriage. Vidyasagar spent his own money and started many schools for the expansion of education, especially for girls' education. For this, he used to encourage the wealthy and the rich people of the society to come forward. It is said that he kept half of his income aside to help the poor people. For all these great deeds, Vidyasagar is considered as the greatest man of his age. We'll still remember him with endless respect. Then what is the mystery behind all the great deeds of Vidyasagar? He was undoubtedly an extraordinary, honest man and a man of strong determination. Besides this, the role of his incomparable student life is also great. He had a strong eagerness for education. That is why, despite poverty, his father and mother gave him education. After he finished his education in his village, his parents sent him to Kolkata for further education. It is hard that while he was going to Kolkata, leaving his village, he learned the English numbers from the milestones on the way. In Kolkata, when there was no sufficient light at his home, he used to study sitting under the light of the street. The name Vidyasagar was not given by his parents. This is a title. He studied in Kolkata Sanskrita College from the year 1829 to 1841. During that time, he received all the prizes and stipends of the college for all his extraordinary success in his study. Seeing his brilliant merit in all subjects, the college committee entitled him as Vidyasagar. He was only 19 at that time. This extraordinary student life played a great role in making him famous in his later life. We will always try to follow him. If we do so, our life will be very nice. Then another famous person is Begum Rokeya. who worked a lot for the girls' education. You must have heard about Begum Rokeya. Begum Rokeya, she was a novelist, educationist, a social reformer. She was born in Rangpur of Bangladesh. This great woman is known as the leader of the women revolution in the Bengal. She established girls' school for the emancipation of women. She went from door to door and campaigned to bring the girls to school. Besides, she wrote many essays, short stories, poems and novels for women revolution. She also established an institution named Anjuman Khawatin Islam in order to make women aware of their rights. She had to tolerate much criticism for this sort of work, but she never stayed away from her aims. Her education played a great role behind all these good deeds. During that time, the Muslim girls were not sent to schools. Begum Rokeya neither got the opportunity to get education from school, but she had an endless enthusiasm towards education, so her brothers helped her learning English and math at home. She got the maximum inspiration for education from her husband. As a result of her husband's continuous inspiration and support, she started to study different subjects and started writing in the papers and journals. This study and practice of writing opened the doors of her thoughts. She realized that there is no alternative to education and awareness of the rights for the freedom of women in this country. This sense achieved from education helped her come forward to free women. Even after her death, many people owned this sense and they fought for the freedom of Muslim women. Many of them were Begum Rokeya's students. Today, as we see that many Muslim women are studying at schools, colleges and universities and contributing to the society. Behind this fact, Begum Rokeya had the greatest role, so we still remember her and her contribution with full respect. So students, today we have learned two famous people life, and they are Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar and Begum Rokeya. And students, that's all for today. See you in the next class, inshallah. Allah Hafiz.